Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications. And now, let's join ace broadcaster MAMODE AKUGHA as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Niger's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, MAMODE AKUGHA.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Community leaders and stakeholders in the oil-rich Niger Delta have re-echoed the call for stronger engagement between the federal government, international oil companies, and host communities. They made the call at the maiden Niger Delta Oil and Gas Investment and Security Summit held in Calabar, the Cross River State capital. According to them, improved relationships with host communities will not only guarantee the security of critical national assets, but also help sustain stability in the oil and gas sector.
The oil and gas industry is no doubt the pillar of the Nigerian economy, with available data suggesting that it constitutes around 80% of the country's foreign exchange receipts and a substantial chunk of Nigeria's gross domestic product, GDP. However, observers of trends say the financial windfall from crude oil has not translated to much, especially across communities where this natural endowment is tapped from. But rather, there is a trail of poverty, underdevelopment, and environmental pollution that now constitute harm to both the health, livelihoods, and environment of the people in the region. More often than not, the federal government and their joint venture partners, such as international oil and gas companies operating in the area, are singled out for the lack of will and commitment to the development of these host communities in the oil-bearing region. These formed part of discussion recently at the maiden Niger Delta Oil and Gas Investment and Security Summit held in Calabar, which brought together youths, traditional rulers, community leaders, and policy experts.
We are all aware that millions of barrels are spilled annually. These spills have widespread contamination of the air, the land, and the water. And in turn, this has led to the destruction of the mangroves, the swamp, the biodiversity, and contamination of freshwater sources. Consequently, life expectancy in the region has plummeted downwards.
The social infrastructure is not there. Social structures are not there. No good water, no employment, food, housing, and then pollution issues here and there. It's quite enormous. These are the very many of the problems we face in the Niger Delta, in spite of our God-given resources.
The government is supposed to calm down. The government is supposed to look at the plight of, the problems of the people and see a way of solving them. Okay, we have people at the grassroots that in the past they have not been taking care of them. So we need good hospitals. We need good roads. Give us light.
As these age-long concerns linger and continue to fuel agitations in the Niger Delta, some participants at the gathering stressed the need to fully integrate locals and host communities as active equity players in the oil and gas business as a sustainable way forward.
We cannot be looking for jobs in a place where we should be employers of labor. We should be employing people in the oil industry. We should not be waiting for the people who come with their companies overseas or in other parts of the country outside the Niger Delta to employ our youth. We should collaborate. We should participate. We should be engaged in the oil industry. What is wrong in the South-South zone forming a type of company that can exploit oil and gas in the area? so that to create jobs for our people. We'll be able to do better for our people.
And the only way we can move forward is to include the people, make the people to own the projects. Although they may not give you the technical know-how, but they can give the labor support. So all they want is we are part and parcel of it.
Meanwhile, the Petroleum Industry Act (PIA) provides for 3% of oil companies' annual operating costs to be channeled into the development of host communities as a panacea to the agitations of the people and underdevelopment in their lands. However, many continue to argue that the entire PIA, and particularly the 3% provision, falls short when weighed against the scale of underdevelopment in the host communities. Stakeholders, however, insist that the government must critically assess the concerns of the people and put in place clear modalities to properly cater for host communities. They argue that only by making locals full partners in the process can the government's target to ramp up crude oil production to about 2.5 million barrels per day by 2026 can truly be achievable.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Soccer is on the way for residents across 9 communities in Sagbama local government area of Bayelsa State as the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) reviews plans to resume construction of the 27-kilometer Sampo Odoni Osikwenike Elembiri Road. The project, which was first awarded in 2015, is designed to link the existing road network in Bayelsa to Ndoni in River State and Oguta in Imo State through the East-West Road junction in Sampo. Executive Director of Projects at the NDDC, Dr. Victor Antai, made this known after a closed-door meeting in Yenagua with the Bayelsa State Government House Chief of Staff, Dr. Peter Akpe, and the Commissioner of Works, Moses Taibowe.
One of the key charges President Bola Ahmed Tinubu gave the current board and management of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, is to ensure critical abandoned projects across the region are completed for the benefit of the people. The 27-kilometer Sampo Odoni Osekwenike Elemebri Road in Sagbama local government area of Bayelsa State falls under this category. Conceived over a decade ago and awarded in 2015, the road was designed to connect about 9 villages including Odoni, Agbere, Abueto, Osifo, Osekwenike, Asamabiri, Ekperiwari, and Elemebiri to the East-West Road at Sampo Junction. Nearly 10 years later, the project remains uncompleted. However, there is now a ray of hope for residents as NDDC Executive Director of Projects, Dr. Victor Antai, last week announced plans to remobilize contractors and ensure the long-abandoned road is finally completed after a private meeting with top government officials in Bayelsa State.
By the time we complete the phase 1, the phase 2, and the third phase, this particular axis alignment links Bayelsa State also back to River State. If we have any issues along the East-West Road alignment, you can actually have a detour from the East-West Road Sampo Junction, and that takes you back to Omoko. So it's an alignment that will connect over 20 communities along between Bayelsa State and River State. And this road can also lead you to Onitsha, actually in Anambra State. So this particular road is an all-important road for the development of the Niger Delta region.
Dr. Antai also commended Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doederi for his continued support and collaboration with the NDDC, which he said is making the completion of the project possible.
I want to use this opportunity to thank His Excellency the Executive Governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Doederi, for making this possible, for giving us, welcoming us to this partnership, and also opening up his arms to embrace the NDDC in Bayelsa State. We are grateful, And I'm using this opportunity on behalf of the board to assure him that the NDDC will make sure that this project ends successfully.
For his part, the Bayelsa State Commissioner for Works pledged the commitment of the state government to see the project through to completion.
It will benefit Bayelsa State because several communities will be connected. Farm produce from the hinterland will be brought from these communities to our various markets. And so it is a project that, when it is executed and completed, will actually be another landmark project for the NDDC as well as the prosperity government of Bayelsa State.
The project may have lingered for years, worsening the burden of commuting and slowing socio-economic activities in the area, but the NDDC says that will soon be over, just as work is ongoing on other critical abandoned projects across the Niger Delta. The 27-kilometer Sampo Odoni Osekwenike Elemebiri Road, which has been in the offing for about 10 years, will now receive the same renewed effort, with the NDDC partnering the Bayelsa State government to ensure its completion.
Inside the Niger Delta, AKUGHA Group, oil and gas, dredging, power and air transportation. AKUGHA Group, petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability and infrastructure development.
In addition to the numerous ongoing infrastructure projects under his More Agenda program, Delta State Governor Right Honorable Sharif Oburewuri says his administration is also paying close attention to the state's healthcare sector to ensure accessible, affordable and quality medical services for the people. Governor Oburewuri made this known last week while hosting the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, the Nigerian Medical Association, as well as the Governing Council and Management of the Federal University of Medical and Health Sciences, Kwale, during their separate visits to Government House, Asaba.
Last week, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, paid a courtesy visit to the Government House, Asaba, where they described Governor Oburewuri's strides in the health sector as truly remarkable.
Your passion for healthcare in this very state is second to none. I've been informed that you've paid MAMODE 2025. I've also been informed that you've paid accompaniment allowance. I've been told that you are trying to do a road by Julius Berger that will lead to some of these hospitals. You've even given CT scan. Then I asked, how many CT scans do you have in this state? They told me that you have 4 CT scans and you have 3 MRI in each senatorial district.
The body also presented an award of excellence to the governor. Similarly, the Nigeria Medical Association NMA Delta State Branch, led by its chairman, Dr. Israel Adaigo, during a separate courtesy visit at the Government House in Asaba last week, commended Governor Sharif Oburewuri for his administration's numerous interventions in healthcare delivery.
Delta State is on a path of remarkable progress, and the NMA is proud to partner with your administration to further this journey.
In a different development, Governor Oburewuri has restated his administration's commitment to continue investing in education as cornerstone for human capital development. He made this known last week while receiving the Governing Council and Management of the Federal University of Medical and Health Sciences, Kwale.
Today, Delta State is a hub for education, and our people are doing very well. It is a dream of virtually every family in Delta to give their children university education. That is why the state established 4 state-owned universities. We are the only state in Nigeria that have 4 state-owned universities, well-funded.
Earlier in his remarks, Dr. Banye thanked the governor for his continued support towards the smooth take of the university, which he said promises to be a center of excellence in medical education and research, with immense benefits for both Delta State and Nigeria at large.
Inside the Niger Delta.
As the economic hardship continues to put pressure on lives and livelihoods across Nigeria, including communities in the oil-rich Niger Delta, many citizens are slipping deeper into poverty, watching their hopes of a better life fade away. In Abo Ndokwa East local government area of Delta State, hope was recently rekindled through the intervention of the Kingsley Ogu Foundation, which is dedicated to supporting the poor and vulnerable, and founded by one of the community's own sons, Chief Kingsley Ogu. At its latest empowerment program, the foundation distributed 20 million naira to 100 beneficiaries, donated 6 electric tricycles for community use, and awarded scholarships to young people to acquire skills of their choice.
Having gotten wind of what was coming, courtesy of the Kingsley Ogu Foundation, KOF, the people of Abo, young and old, poured out in their numbers, singing and dancing. Founder of the foundation, Chief Engineer Kingsley Ogu, had initially budgeted 10 million naira to support entrepreneurs and farmers. But on seeing the crowd, he doubled the amount to 20 million.
No woman, no community, no community, no woman. If a mama, if a mama, if a mama, if a for a woman who have one carton of fish, if empowered with little money, she can have 2 or 3, and in a long time they will do better.
Aside from the cash support, the foundation also awarded scholarships to 15 indigenous youth to learn skills of their choice, with a monthly stipend provided throughout their training. Also, 6 electric tricycles, which were handed over to the community for shared use, were inaugurated. The event drew dignitaries from within and outside Delta State, including the Ezearu of Arochukwu Kingdom in Abia State.
Ngozi ga-erute taa manda ga-ebu ụgbọala na ji elekọta onwe ha manda ga-enye ego. Anyị na-ekwu na onye nwaanyị Chineke kere eluigwe n'ụwa ga-agọzi aka ọrụ ndị a, onweghị nke ga-ala n'efu.
Also present at the event is the president of the apex socio-cultural body of the Ndokwa people, the Ndokwa Neku Union, Amechi Asuguni.
The purpose for empowerment is growth. Purpose for empowerment is unity. The legacy you have brought today is something that, including the palace, should be celebrating, promoting, and defending. I'm appealing to as many that are close to you that indeed, whatever Engineer Kingsley will do to bring peace and unity to this kingdom, let us support. Let us support. Like I said, I will be available. The journey begins today.
Chief Engineer Kingsley Ogu said the empowerment stemmed from his personal mission to give back to his people.
Being in the field of renewable energy practice, I deem it necessary to deploy the first EV tricycle to my community. Let the youth, the young ones coming up, understand that yes, their brother is into technology innovation. We are going to entrust this to the opera of the communities.
This is not the first time he is intervening in the community. Chief Ogu, who is the managing director of Exalted Eagle, an alternative power engineering firm, has also facilitated the electrification of communities by providing transformers and solar-powered street lamps, as well as the undertaking of an ongoing sand filling project to safeguard the community from flooding.
Inside the Niger Delta,
The age-long practice of exchanging goods and services without money, known as the barter system, may sound like a thing of the past, but in parts of Cross River State, this ancient tradition is still alive. In AKUGHA local government area, residents are now celebrating the reopening of the famous AKUGHA barter market, where trading goods without cash is once again thriving amongst the people.
Change may be constant, but in AKUGHA local government area of Cross River State, one ancient tradition has refused to fade. This is the barter system, where goods and services are exchanged without the use of money. In time past, this made it possible for farmers to take tubers of yam to the market and exchange them for clothing, while women could trade a basin of rice for a wrapper or any item of their choice. Although the introduction of currency phased out this practice, and technology is now gradually replacing even physical cash with electronic transfers, in one market in Cross River State known as AKUGHA Market in AKUGHA local government area, the ancient practice of the exchange of baskets of fresh fish for basins of gari and yams for palm oil, among other items, is back amongst the people. Just recently, as part of the celebration of the 34th anniversary of the creation of AKUGHA local government area, the people also celebrated the reopening of this historic barter market, which they say is an important part of their heritage.
People are coming from neighboring countries, Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, and also other local government areas to ply their trade. And with the buildings, with the exchange, with the barter, it's creating jobs and driving the economy of the local government area. That's a big tourism and economic treasure.
I grew up to meet the market, and I went there to see it by myself. I would take my children to go and see what our great-grandfather used to do. So we still have that market in the AKUGHA till today.
Incidentally, that market is in my ward and in my clan. So I'm very proud to be alive to witness AKUGHA at 34.
The market had been disrupted in recent years due to insecurity in the area. But with peace returning, the excitement over its reopening was palpable. Chairman of AKUGHA local government area, Honorable Effiong Basi Effiong, who joined in the festivities, commended the government for restoring peace and stability.
We are aware, we know that the place is safe and calm. So today, now, trade by barter is still going on. There's a plan to rebuild, remodel the market to make it an international market. So once that is done, we believe it will improve our economy.
Trade by barter is regarded as the oldest form of commerce, dating back to ancient Mesopotamia around 6000 BC. It allowed people and communities to connect through direct exchange of goods and services. But the system was not without its challenges, especially the difficulty of finding two people who each had exactly what the other needed. However, the basic principles of barter continue to survive today in many traditional societies and even in some informal modern-day exchanges. Inside the Niger Delta.
And before we go, we take you back again to Delta State, where the family and kinsmen of late Major General Paul Ufoma Omo retired have made public the burial arrangements of the late elder statesman. The former military governor of the then southeastern state was born on the 1st of July 1940 in Oteri, Igbire Kingdom in Isoko South local government area of Delta State. He passed on the 29th of April 2025 after a brief illness at the age of 84. Activities for his funeral will begin on Thursday, November 20, with a service of songs at All Saints Church, Wuse Zone 5, Abuja, followed by a commemoration service on Tuesday, November 25 at St. Philip's Anglican Church, Asaba. A lecture and Day of Tributes will be held on Thursday, November 27 at Isoko House, Ole, while lying in state, and a service of songs will take place on Friday, November 28 in Isoko South. The final rites on Saturday, November 29, 2025, will commence with a lying in state at his residence, Ufoma House, Igbide, before a funeral service at St. Andrew's Anglican Church, Igbide. A Thanksgiving service is also scheduled for Sunday, November 30 at the same church. A burial planning committee headed by former Secretary to the Delta State Government, Comrade Ovuzorie Macaulay, and President General of Igbide Community Development Association, Venerable Austin Augustine Aziabono Ovie, as Secretary, has been inaugurated to coordinate all activities. General Omu, who was the Olodi of Igbide Kingdom and Otuke of Isoko Land, had a sterling military career that saw him serve as a member of both the Armed Forces Ruling Council and the Supreme Military Ruling Council before his retirement from the military in 1990. In 2009, he chaired the governing board of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPS, and served as president of the apex socio-cultural body of the Isoko people, the Isoko Development Union, IDU, between 2014 and 2015, where he championed the unity, education, and economic empowerment of his people. General Omu is survived by his beloved wife, Senator Stella Omu, 6 children, and several grandchildren.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Well, that's where we draw the curtain on the program for today. Kindly note that you can also watch our program live on our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria on Mondays at 9 p.m., Tuesdays at 9:20 p.m., and Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. Please do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria for live updates and many more stories. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region will be back same time, same station next week. Until then, you can follow us on our social media handles shown right now on your screens. Until next week, I am MAMODE AKUGHA thanking you for staying with us. Bye for now.